For weeks, quiet speculation circulated around the British media world. Subtle whispers, moments of tension, questions about whether something was shifting behind the usually warm and steady marriage of Ben Shephard and his beloved wife, Annie Shephard. To the public, their life looked beautifully complete. Ben, the charming presenter whose kindness radiated through every morning show, quiz program, and heartfelt interview. And beside him, Annie, steadfast, elegant, grounding his hectic career with her unwavering support. They were the couple people admired, calm, united, unshaken by the relentless pace of television fame. But as Ben recently revealed, the polished image the world saw was hiding a far more emotional truth. When he finally opened up about what had happened behind the scenes, his voice carried a mixture of exhaustion, honesty, and relief, the kind that comes only after holding something inside for far too long. Ben admitted that the pressure of balancing demanding schedules, constant public appearances, and the ever-changing world of broadcasting quietly took a toll on their marriage. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, gradually, almost invisibly. He described how he would pour himself into work, early mornings, long shoots, charity commitments, endless travel, believing he was doing what a good husband, father, and provider should do. But inside, he was running on empty. And without either of them noticing at first, that emotional exhaustion quietly seeped into their relationship. Ben confessed something many couples will understand. He would come home physically present, but mentally somewhere else. He smiled, he nodded, he listened, but not deeply, not fully, not the way he once did. Little misunderstandings became pauses. Pauses became emotional space. And eventually, that space became silence. One of the most heartbreaking things Ben shared was not about the disagreements they had, but about the conversations they never had. He admitted he often sensed something was wrong, yet chose to stay quiet, hoping things would naturally fall back into place. He remembered evenings when Annie seemed distant, tired, or simply overwhelmed, and instead of asking what was wrong, he distracted himself with work emails, early call sheets, or the next project on his schedule. He said, "I thought I was avoiding conflict, but what I was really avoiding was connection." And over time, that unspoken distance became familiar. Too familiar. Ben revealed that the turning point came during a quiet evening at home. No cameras, no lights, no audience. Just two people, sitting across from each other, both finally realizing how far they had drifted. Annie asked him a simple question, a question that sliced through every barrier he'd built. He admitted he couldn't answer, not convincingly, not honestly, because he finally had to face the truth. He wasn't happy, and she wasn't either. It wasn't anger or betrayal that brought them to that moment. It was life, unrelenting routines, good intentions stretched too thin, and the growing realization that love can fade if it isn't continually nurtured. Ben said that letting go of the life they once shared was one of the most painful challenges he has ever faced, not because the love was gone, but because they had lost themselves along the way. He broke down admitting, sometimes the hardest goodbye is the one where no one is the villain. When fans heard Ben's emotional confession, reactions poured in. Many praised his honesty, saying it was the most vulnerable they had ever seen him. Others expressed heartbreak, especially those who had always admired Ben and Annie's quiet, enduring bond. In the weeks since, Ben has shared that he is focusing on rebuilding his emotional well-being, reconnecting with the parts of himself he lost in the noise of constant work. He isn't rushing a new chapter. He's simply learning to breathe again. What comes next remains unknown. But one thing is certain. Ben Shephard's story is far from over. Before you go, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the emotional, inspiring stories we bring to you every week.